So think about this for a second. I just eating some oatmeal. Somebody was saying something that really interests my mind for just a second. Still thinking about it. How would you know? We would just die. That's just the only logical thing that you would be able to do. You cannot be afraid. Just ask God to protect you and have Him just walk right up into your heart and stay there, okay? If God was afraid, that would make no motherfucking sense. I'm gonna tell you that right motherfucking now. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard before in my life. God's afraid. No, He's not, bitch. He might be every other emotion, but He ain't afraid of your monkey ass. No, the fuck He ain't. So they talk about motherfucking. Now I'm cussing, right? No cussing. Okay. He's like, hey. Okay. An alien, right? Aliens invasion, blah, 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 right? And then they were talking about AI, right? So if we have the technology, first of all, and the makeup, because makeup is crazy. I could put on new hair, new face, new everything. You wouldn't even realize who I am. Making sure. So if we created a being, because we don't just have regular intelligence, we have cellular intelligence, we have emotional intelligence, we have all of these other things that are intelligent, right? So if we created an AI that had the ability to think and observe and duplicate as if it was either a primal animal or a human, right? So let's say you decided to download into this AI system characteristics of a human, right? And then also characteristics of either all of the animals in the kingdom or just a few, right? You just do whatever the hell you want to do because you can do whatever the hell you want to do. So if you decided that you were going to do that, right? And then put that inside of a sleeve, right? Because you can think about it. Our epidermis level layer of our skin is only maybe like what, a few inches. If you put an AI inside of a sleeve and then put fluid into that AI to allow fluid to continue, just like with a car, right? You need oil and you need all of these fluids, right? So if you put a fluid inside of a skin-like substance, right, that was closable, or not closable, but sealable, where it was not able to leak out unless you were to cut it, right? Because our bodies don't bleed unless we cut ourselves, or if you're a girl and you bleed on your period. So if you were to do something like that, make the thing look anything like you want it to, right? You can make it look scary, or you can make it look human, or you can make it look like anything you want, right? How would you actually know? People, I think, are actually walking around out here, and they're actually just really not people. Like when people say, "Oh, these are NPCs" or whatever, I actually think it's not that I'm saying it's 1,000% true, but it's honestly not true. It's not possible. We have all of the equipment and all of the data and all of the things available in order for us to be able to do those types of things. Ain't that something? I'm just thinking. I know, right? But I mean, really, if I was just, let's say I was just in my garden, trimming my hedges, planting my flowers, and somebody just walks up to my house, or some alien walks up to my house, and then these beings, right? Because there are all of these entities, all of these beings, which also made me think too, people are equipped to handle and take care of humans, but they're not equipped to handle and take care of people's demons and their spirits. I think that's the difference. So when you're taking care of a person, you're taking care of the physical, but mental and emotional and spiritual all come into play with that. But you are not, when you go to school to be a nurse or you go to school to be a doctor, they're not teaching you about the spiritual realm. They are not teaching you about they're teaching you mostly about the physical realm and maybe some psychology. So you might learn about some emotions, but it's not anything crazy. You're not going to be a psychologist and then be a doctor. That would actually be the proper thing to do. So when you go in, let's say if I went into a dentist, he's not going to ask me about my mental stability. He's just going to ask me about my teeth. But if my teeth are not where they need to be, he's not going to also ask me about my diet, and he's not going to ask me why is my teeth not bad. He is going to assume that I just do not take care of them, but he's not going to actually figure out the underlying problem of why I'm actually having decay. Our mouth actually produces a saliva that actually heals the mouth. We actually should not be having any cavities inside of our mouth. So how come we have so many cavities inside of our mouth? And why don't they ask more questions about stuff like that? There's a lot of things that are very confusing. And I have just been on the planet for not very long, and I have a lot of questions. You cannot get in trouble as well. You cannot get in trouble for thoughts that come through your mind. If they are not harming you or harming anybody else and just making somebody think, you can't be in trouble. If I say that, like, God is amazing and somebody gets upset with me, that's because they were upset, not me. I'm not upset about that. God is amazing. In my heart and in my mind, it's my opinion, but in my brain and my body, it's like a fact. So I wouldn't be upset to say it, right? If I said that I saw God and I saw all of these things, right? You would probably think I was crazy because you probably would not be able to see them. But how would you explain something that you see on a regular basis to people that don't see them and that are affected by them? People on the planet have a lot of things that are wrong with them, and there's actually nothing wrong with them. They just have something wrong with them, period. Right? There's nothing actually wrong with you. There's something going on with you, which is wrong with you. And if you knew somebody, right, if we were more equipped to, first of all, live inside of our human bodies, if you actually ask God how He made you, He would tell you. Why would He keep it a secret? A lot of people in the world are empaths, right? Oh, just a lot of people. Mind my hair. Yeah, I just woke up. I was just hungry. So I ate some oatmeal. Probably go get some more oatmeal. But literally, I was like, ain't that something to think about? It's crazy how one idea can spark a whole thing inside your body. Like, it's like one spark of information can light up a whole ecosystem in your brain. Think about that. If somebody were to do something like create something like, let's say I were to create, like, not saying I'm creating a bomb, but let's say I was creating something like that, or creating a portal, or creating something that had a lot of electromagnetic frequency to it, like a portal, or something that created a lot of stuff around it, right? That needed and generated a lot of power. It would create or deplete a whole town or something like that. What makes me think to my head, the Flintstoner from not Plants vs. Zombies, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. He made that machine with the molecules out of water to create any food that you want. Think about that for a second. And when he plugged it in, because he needed juice to it, right? It wiped out the whole thing. Then you had to do the breaker and everything. But if we are able to literally do solar power and literally pay for everything, how come we're still paying for stuff? Somebody actually, I think, as crazy and as dumb as it sounds, which we really should get down to the bottom of it, because that's actually not fair to the person, their family, even if their family has money forever. A bunch of people who have done bad stuff, I'm sure their families are going to have money forever. But just on a regular standpoint, like, it's actually not good that everybody has to pay for everything. Like, if we can have certain things, like, you have to think, Let's say you pay your bills. Okay, let's say you pay for rent or whatever. These houses have been around for, let's say you buy a house from like, I don't freaking know. Let's just say from like 1935. Well, those materials had to have been bought before you even went into the house. You cannot just get materials and just not pay for them. That's just not how things work, right? So if somebody was in that house and they either built the house themselves or was inside the house, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And they paid for that house and then the people died and then someone else paid for the house, what are actually we paying for? Ain't that something? That was totally somebody sitting right next to me, bitch. What are we paying for? If the first person that lived there paid for the materials or paid for the reinvestment or the work or whatever that had to be paid to actually build the house, why are we spending so much money after every person dies? What are we paying for that is new? Ain't that something? And we can't even have free energy inside of it. So if I have to still pay my rent, which it's already been paid off, right? So I have to pay, I don't know, just pick a number. I don't know how much your rent is. Some people pay more, some people pay less. Let's say I pay $600, okay? Say I pay $600 for my rent. And then let's say I need to pay for water. So my pipes are not going to be clean pipes because my pipes have been in the house for a long time unless you get all the pipes replaced inside the house. But you also can't pay to replace all the pipes in the system of underground of the entire city or the entire state or anything like that. So any pipes that you buy, right, to fix up your home is going to be damaged from the pipes that are in the ground that have been in the ground for over 100 years, right? How long have our pipes been inside the ground, right? They replace them, but they don't replace them like every 2 weeks or anything like that, or every 6 months. And we only have the filtration system that we have for our water. We don't replace that all the time, too. And actually, the worst thing that actually gets caught in those things are actually tampons and flushable wipes. Big no-no. But it's this big filter thing that filters out all these things, right? It's like a big black filter. It's huge. It's like super huge. Just educate yourself on stuff. Anything that I say that might trigger you or make it feel like that I am talking to you specific, that might just be something inside of you specifically that I'm actually probably casting out of you. I apologize for the inconvenience and that I had to be the person that brought this out of you, but it's something that maybe that might interest you or something that's holding on to you that you no longer need to be held on to. I think it would be highly beneficial if a lot of people were to be able to be a lot smarter. It would be a lot easier if there were a lot smarter people. You don't have to be mean to somebody who is not smart, but you should not want to be dumb either. And I should not have to feel special because I decided to learn and grow and stuff like that, and I am smarter than you. I am not smarter than everybody on the planet. That is just not smart. Period. But I am smarter than some people. Not because I'm a jerk, but because I did the work to learn and grow to become a smart person, or at least educated. I wish there was not smart people. I wish there was more educated people. And it was mandatory for people to be educated and we were able to actually take care of our bodies properly. Imagine if there was actually people in the world that was specifically made for you, specifically to literally manipulate and hold you down to a certain extent to make sure you never reach your goals and dreams. So people like me literally never were to talk out and about and get people to actually be happy with themselves and not feel empty. God does not make you feel empty. He makes you feel whole. It is an overfilling of love that is so unexplainable that you have nothing to do but actually cry. You cry because you're just so overwhelmed, and not everybody in the world sucks. People actually do love each other. These things that people are talking about, oh, guys do this, oh, girls do that. The house and the family is already broken. How much more broken? They're taking people's genitalia, they're taking people's spirituality, they're taking the home. What more can you take from us? Terry was telling me, right? Because she had said it to me. You, as long as you have a mustard seed of faith, you can move a mountain. If you think it, you're special, because when you think certain ideas, that's something telling you. You think that those ideas are yours, they can be yours, right? But that's information coming in. And we are just part of the idea. Whether if we hear and experience an idea and we hold on to it, right, that will become our idea. If you can hold on to that idea, that means you have the ability yourself to bring that into fruition, into the physical world. We are very powerful creatures. Why would God like us so much and then kill all of us? But it's real. I literally just see something going like F5 system. Why would God put you on this planet and then want to kill you? That makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. This is 16 minutes long. I should get off of here. I could talk forever. Why is everything like that? The dome. I think we are in a dome. I'm seeing some shit real quick. I'm seeing a fishbowl, and I'm seeing Homer Simpson and Bart at the top of the dome, trying to get that bomb out. You're not gonna blow me up. I am here, I am here, I am here. Well then shine your light. If you hear this message and there is something inside of you that literally aggravates you, I want you to just say right now, I release you and I give you straight to Jesus. Jesus, I'm gonna need you to literally, anybody who ever watches this right now, right? I'm gonna need you to send an angel. I'm gonna need you to grab them, okay? Grab that negative spirit, right? And just take it to wherever you need to take it to. Dispose of it wherever you need to. They have their own space, they have their own stuff. But sometimes they infiltrate the human body, and that's an illegal transaction. They only can touch you if you allow them to. And they can only stay in there if you tell them they can stay in there. And if you don't fight them to leave, they will not leave. Because you are a nice, soft, susceptible host. And that's for many things. That's just like our bodies, just in general, but our spirits and everything else. I believe in you. And I don't even have to ask for money. I can freely and willingly believe in you. Because if the God gene is in all of us, as I utilize my God gene inside me to put out a message to you, and if you are a being that is truly a being and you feel and hear my messages, that means that molecule is inside of you. And if that molecule is inside of you, then you are the person that I believe in. Because I can tell you all day I believe in you and you won't believe it. But I could tell someone I believe in them and they will cry, or they will feel it, or they won't know how to, they might get agitated, and they just don't know, because they've never actually heard certain words before accumulated in a sentence that has allowed them to become free. Wilfred, I'm gonna have to hold his butt. I'm going to get off of here. I love you. And if you know who I'm talking to, because there's a lot of people on this planet, and my list doesn't, I have a list of people that I can take with me, but there's not a lot of people that can come. Well, everybody can come, but not everybody will go. Ain't that something? We can make a difference in the world, because one of the greatest powers in the entire world, besides all these other things, right? No entities, no spirits, no external things, right? People power is one of the most powerful things, right? That's just like as a person, right? You're not going to tell me what to do, and I'm going to do what I want when I want because I want to do it, right? And if you got something to say, then say it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and have a nice day. Love you, bye. It really is those things. It's not to be a jerk, it's just those things. We can accomplish literally anything. Anything? Anything. As long as you put your mind to it. You have to think it. Please, how do you know this is real? Well, I'm real. And I do it for myself. So you're telling me... What the fuck? You're telling me that I'm not going to be able to do anything with my life? So you're telling me the trauma that I had in my life is my whole life and there's nothing else I can do about it? And I can't break any generational curses, and I ask God and his angels to help me, give me the strength so I can, and knowledge so I can do those things, and he said no? Let my people die? What fucking story are you reading? Because me and you read a total fucking different story. You're telling me that I'm gonna have to tell my kids someday that they should not believe in themselves, and someday that I'm gonna walk away from God, and I'm not protected, and I am not loved? You're telling me that everybody in this world hates me? No one loves me? Don't love me then. The only one that I need to love me is God and me. And of course, Harley. Harley. His shirt's up because we had to go outside and go potty. We do not deserve dogs. Nope, they are precious. Harley, are you sleeping? He said yes. Look at his little dinosaur laying over there taking a sleep. That's right. Love wins. And I don't tell you these messages so I could scare you. I tell them because I love you. And I wish somebody loved me so much. So I'm going to get off of here. Go tell yourself you love yourself. But think about some stuff. Your brain is a muscle too. So I don't really know what else to say. I think that just about sums it all up. It's like, ain't that something? Who are you? Like you. I don't know what else to say. I know. I need to go shower. Okay, well, I'm gonna get off here. I don't know what else to say. It's like I'm waiting for somebody to say something, but I am just talking. Hey, Elise, clean up the house yet? Actually, the house is actually pretty darn clean. I have to re-clean this thing over here, but it's actually pretty clean. So you're pretty good. All right. Well, go take care of yourself. And I love you. We're going to do great things. Love you. Bye.